away quick, check out my Instagram, check out my Twitter. You already know everything is in the link is all in the descriptions. So don't forget to subscribe while you're here. And yeah, we're going to be talking about a little bit about everything. We're going to be getting into the Arsenal Sheffield United game and doing a quick analysis and preview of that game. We're going to go look back at the game against Liverpool just a couple days ago, and we're also going to just think about looking forward to the whole week's fixtures. In addition to Arsenal's name has been picked in the draw for the Europa League, and we're going to be looking at who we drew, what those teams are, where they're from, and a little bit about each team, because I don't really know too much about these teams, so we're going to find out a little bit more about them, right? I think one of those teams, Molde, I think that's Ali Gunnar Solskjaer's old team that we got drawn to. Molde. Am I correct? I forget, but we'll check that out. But yeah, let's start off by going back to that Europa League. Why did I say Europa League? Let's go back to the Liverpool game. So the Liverpool game, we won on penalties, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? It was one of those games where you take it, but you know you didn't play form well. You did not live up to the expectations. And Leno was man of the match. He saved us numerous times. He saved us time and time again. And you know what? Let's just do a quick analysis of the game. So the game went like this. It was a bore draw where there was some clear-cut chances for both sides. Liverpool had majority of the ball. Liverpool had majority of the possession. Liverpool had majority of the game. And it was just one of those times where what we did, again, Arteta was very defensive. We had 43% possession to their possession. Let me just put it on the board. You guys can see that game was not one of the best games for us. And we placed Liverpool we placed them in 2 games in a row in quick succession, and neither of those games did we really impress or show that we are this quality team. But what we did do is we were able to get the draw, get the penalties, and we just made more penalties than them at the end of the day. They missed 2 penalties in Harry Wilson and Divock Origi, and only 1 penalty was missed by us, and it was Mohamed El-Neni. And if you look back, Leno had to make a lot of good saves. And some of these players had decent performances. Dani Ceballos was subbed off quickly. He didn't have the greatest performance. Eddie Nketiah did not have one of the greatest performances. Going back, Leno had a good performance. I'll give him an 8. Cedric, he didn't do too much. I'll give him a 6. Holding, I thought he was stupendous. I'll give him a 7. Gabriel, I thought he was good. I'll give him a 7. Sead Kolasinac, poor once again. I'll give him a 6. Dani Ceballos, didn't do too much well, didn't do too much wrong. I'll give him a 6. Xhaka was just what he was. He was making a little bit of mistakes here and there, putting Sead Kolasinac under pressure when he was passing the ball in dangerous areas. He gets a 5. Even though I like him, he wasn't doing well. Saka did not show that he was the class that he was. He did do a lot of hard work in the defensive end and the attacking end, and he was all over the pitch. He was one of those integral pieces to our game, but he wasn't getting into the final third and wasn't impacting the game as much as I would expect him to usually do. All around okay performance. I give him a 6. Joe Willock didn't really do much. I'll give him a 5. Eddie Nketiah once again didn't really do much. I'll give him a 5. Nicolas Pepe didn't really do much. Unfortunately, I'll give him a 5. Alexander Lacazette came on. I thought he had a little bit about himself, but he also didn't do too much. So I'll give him an even 6. Intimate Niles, with that penalty alone, he should deserve a 10. But I'm joking. He's not going to get a 10. But you know what? He did okay. So I'll give him some. I'll give him a 6. And Elneny came on, missed the penalty, didn't really perform well. You get a 5, my friend. So yeah, those are my player ratings. Now, moving on from the Liverpool game, moving on a little bit away from that game, so let's talk a little bit more about some other stuff that's going on. Let's talk about the draw. So Arsenal got the Europa League draw, right? And in the Europa League draw, they got a couple teams in that draw. We got drawn to Group B. Yes, Group B. And in this group, we have some teams that I have never really heard of. So I got to quickly look up some of these teams for you guys to just tell you guys a little bit more about these clubs. So the first club that I'll bring up is Molde K. Yeah, so this is one of the teams that we got drawn to, right? So where are they in their league? Right now, they're 4th in their league. They're not even the champions. They played 19 games, won 11, drawn 1, lost 7, and they concede a lot of goals because they've conceded 23 goals, and they get they score about 46 goals, so that's not bad. I think that's second in their league for most goals scored this season. So you know what? This is a decent team. They're from the Norwegian league, right? So I don't know how much they're going to cause us any problems. We don't know any of their players, do we? Yeah, just looking at the top of it, I don't recognize a lot of these players, so I wouldn't know. Hey, here's the former Real Madrid goalkeeper. I don't know what he's doing there, but yeah. So that's one of the teams. Now there is a couple more teams in that. So let's look at these other teams. Let's see. So we got. What do we got? Dundalk FC. Let's look at Dundalk FC. So Dundalk FC looks to be an Ireland team, a team from Ireland. Ooh, interesting. So let's find out more about them. So they're from Ireland. It looks like this club that's in the draw, one of the lower level clubs, because they were drawn in the fourth rank. Their teams from Ireland. They're in the Premier League Division 1 in Ireland, Tier 1, and it looks like they're going to be the team that we face. They've played 11 games already, conceded 18, and scored 20. That's okay, I guess. They're fifth in their league. Where did they finish the year before? Let's see. Where did they finish the year before in their league? Come on, YouTube stuff. Come on, Google. Don't mess with me right now. Okay, it's not coming up. But what I'll tell you is, we don't know too much about Ireland teams, but let's see if they got any players that we recognize. I don't know if I recognize any of these players, guys. 1 second. You guys see it? No, you guys don't see it yet. But yeah, let's go to some of your comments. What are you guys thinking? Is this live? Yes, it is live, bro. Yes, it is live. But yeah, what the hell's going on with these? The internet's acting up, boys and girls. Okay, so we don't really know too much about so one team's from Norway, the other team's from Ireland. Let's find out where this last team is from. What is it? Rapid? How do you spell these guys' name? So it's RAPID. What is that? Rapid Vienna. Rapid Vienna. Have you guys heard any of these clubs? So this next club is from Austria. Okay, this next team is from Austria that we're going to be facing, and that is where they're from. And it looks like we're going to be facing the team from Austria, and Rapid Vienna is from Austria, and they're from the capital city Vienna, of course, in Austria. And where did they finish in the league last year? Let's find out. Let's find out where they finished in the league the year before. The year before they finished in the league, looks like they finished second. Yeah, it looks like they finished second in the league last year and only lost to Red Bull Salzburg by a measly, 12 points? That's a lot of points, actually. They lost to 12 points to them in the league. But you know what? These teams that we're going to be facing are not the highest of level quality. So let's be honest, it's going to be a walk in the park. We're going to be facing them, and soon we want to be back in the Champions League draw. We want to be in the main event. We don't want to be in the Europa League any longer. So as long as we're in the Europa League, we're never going to be happy. We're always going to be a little frustrated. We want to be back in the Champions League. We're going to try to get ourselves back in the Champions League as soon as possible, and that should be the goal for Arteta. That should be the goal for the club, and we should not be slaving away in the Europa League for much longer. This should just be a temporary thing. It should not be a long-term thing. And you guys already know the jokes in the banter from rivals. Just right? Yeah. Now, getting back to this week's fixtures, right? We're going to be facing Sheffield United. And before we get into the Sheffield United details, you already know we're going to be playing at the Emirates this weekend. So we're going to have that home pitch advantage. Even though there's not going to be fans, home team still it does feel like at home still. You do go to the game, there's no crowd, there's no atmosphere, where you're still in your regular surroundings. You know where everything is. You know every single piece of grass on the pitch where it is, so you don't even have to worry. But yeah, they're going out with the predicted lineups of Leno, Tierney, Gabriel, Holding, Bellerin, Xhaka, Denis Ceballos, Inter Laos, Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Willian. So that looks like the team that I would pick most likely against these guys. But you know what? I might put no. I'll probably keep it the same way. I wouldn't change anything in this lineup. Even the smallest thing I could see change is probably put David Luiz in and move Tierney to left wing back. But that would be nitpicking, right? So yeah. Another thing you guys got to realize is the last couple times we faced Sheffield United, we've lost to them twice. We drew once and we beat them 3 times. So in the last 6 meetings, you guys know it's been a dicey one. It's been some dicey ones, right? So we can't underestimate them. And you know what? They beat us last year, and I think they came to our house and they gave us a game. Yeah, so we drew at home last year and they beat us. So they got 4 points off us this year. So we can underestimate Sheffield United. We have to go into this game serious, ready to go, and ready to win. And you know what? If we don't do that, it's going to be a tough match. And we don't want a tough match. We want to go out there and we want to give it to them and give them their all. Samuel, if you want to come on, the link is going to be in the description right now. Jump right on, my friend. Jump right on. So anyone who wants to come on, the link is in the description. Jump right on. 5-0 to the Arsenal, says Mr. Bongo. Big up to you. You need to get your buddies on. You need to get some of your buddies on for the stream, bro. Yo, Mr. Bongo, right now, I literally just put this together last minute. I'm at my in-laws' house. I'm going to get Samuel on right now. Samuel, jump right on, my friend. But yeah, when it comes to this outstanding game, it's going to be very interesting because we're going to see how Arsenal performs against Sheffield United. Sheffield United have not gotten a point yet in the Premier League, and it would be just like Arsenal to give them a point. They've lost all 3 of their games that they've played so far, so we cannot be the first team to give them a point. They've lost to Aston Villa, they've lost to Wolves, and I think, let's see who the last team was. They lost to Leeds. So, and they've only been able to score 1 goal so far in the first 3 games that they've played. So they actually haven't scored a goal in the first 3 games that they've played. They've been goalless. So we cannot let them break their duck. We have to be tight defensively and good attacking wise. Focus on our games and make sure that we don't mess up. Now, Samuel, the link is in the description if you want to jump on. Fuad, the link is in the description if you want to jump on. The link is in the comment section if you guys want to jump on. So jump on if you guys can jump on. Now, let's see. Samuel's in the house.
Yo,
Yo.
how's it going, though?
I'm chilling, bro. What's good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's talk about it. Before we get to predictions, what's your lineup, mate?
I got Leno in goal.
Oh, yo, I got Fuad on here. Fuad, what's good?
Yo,
can you hear me?
yes.
Okay, what I need you to do is whatever you're listening to on the background, you need to mute it so we can hear you clearly. Let's talk about it. Before we get to predictions, what's your lineup? Can you mute that for me? Mute that for me. Okay, anyways, everybody watching, big up to you guys. So we're going to be talking about the Sheffield United Arsenal game, and the way we're going to be discussing this is we're going to be breaking it down, and first we're going to do our team predictions. Fuad, still, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear double. I need you to mute it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do our lineups, right? So can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
Okay. So first thing we're going to do our lineups. I need to know what your starting goal. Obviously, we know who our starting goalkeeper is, the magic man Leno himself, right? Now the back three. Does the back three pick itself, or is it just me? I think Rob Holding has been stupendous. He's played every single game and every single minute that we've had so far. It makes absolutely no sense to drop Rob Holding. He's been solid for us, and there's a reason why he played every single minute of every single match that we played so far this season. So I think Rob Holding on that right hand side will be a staple to tomorrow's game. right?
Yep.
What do
Yep.
you think? You guys both agree?
Yeah, I mean,
I might start 4-3-3.
You think we're gonna go 4-3-3?
Maybe.
That is, I could see that possibly happening. But the thing is, you also have to remember that Sheffield United is a team that naturally plays with a back three. So what makes you think we're going to go up against a team that plays with a back three and change our formation?
I was thinking Arteta might change to a 4-3-3 because I don't think he trusts Holding enough. I don't think Holding's quite good enough. I think Gabriel and Louise is more solid. And have Ainsley at right back, Tierney left back.
You have Ainsley right back and Tierney left back.
Yep.
I'm gonna disagree here. I mean, I think he's gonna put David Luiz in the back. He's gonna play a back three with David Luiz, Holding on the right, Megales on the left, and he's gonna play with Tierney on left wing back on Sunday.
Okay, so we can do our predictions. So one is saying a back three, one is saying a back four. I'm kind of going the same back three. I think we're gonna go back three as we did the past couple games. So I don't think we're gonna change it. I think that game against Liverpool in the Community Shield, we were experimenting, but I don't think we're gonna do the same thing and go back four again. It didn't really do so well, even though we kept a clean sheet and it went to penalties. I think we're going to stick with the back three, and I think Gabriel is going to get back in the team. I think Tierney's going to keep his spot, and Holding's going to keep his spot, and I think David Luiz is going to miss out on this game.
Guys, what do you think about Pepe? Are you giving him more time, or are you waiting for a creative midfielder? Because some fans have given up on him already for the price tag.
I mean, it's not really a fair judgment because he's never had a creative player to really help him. You can call Sabas creative player, but that's just opinion wise. I don't think Sabas has enough to create chances for Pepe. But as he's looking minute by minute and seconds go by, Hasimo was getting more and more closer. I think if Hasimo comes and he still doesn't perform, then that's the right time to make the judgment.
DT tweeted
Yeah,
something
so
about Santi Cazorla's video on Instagram.
Yeah, don't
Changed
worry.
colour.
Don't worry.
we'll talk about that in a second. But what do you call it? Let's look at this. Nicolas Pepe, right? Everyone's always talking about Nicolas Pepe. Last year, he got in the league. It was poor. He got 5 goals, 6 assists. But he also got another. He got another what? 2 goals. Another 2 goals in the Europa League, right? So how
Yep.
much did he end up with at the end of the season statistically?
But Egal, the thing is, the stats don't
Eight
show
eight
everything.
goals.
Egal stats don't show everything because if you look at the cup final and the semi-final against Man City, where he absolutely bust the game. So sometimes stats are not
Man
a fair
City,
judgment.
yeah. The Man City game, he was the one that got the assist for Aubameyang's first goal.
Yeah.
The thing
And the
about
second
Pepe,
goal,
I
and the
think he
second
lacks a
goal,
bit of IQ. He
I
don't
think
know
he
when to
lacked.
make the right run.
No, I think he just lacks confidence. Really, he doesn't believe
No,
in
I think
himself.
he's a calm guy. I think he's a laid back guy, and you need somebody who's more ruthless. Because Arsenal, we need that ruthlessness and that desire and that hunger, and somebody who's just ready to fight and fight and fight. But you know what? Leno's what is being a lineman? Yeah, yeah. Leno, that save, the way he just flew in the air, he was in line for a role for Superman, says Mr. Bongo.
You know what, Egal? These next 48 hours could be one of the biggest couple days that could shape our future because if those one of these two players or both of them come, then it will shape our team into a different animal, and top four surely be a guarantee. But if none of the players come, like Party and Aouar, who've just shown, then the the mob is going to be out on the board's head.
Yeah,
If we
let's
don't get
let's
Partey or Ward this season, and we don't make the top 4, I don't know. I don't see Arteta staying.
From what I've been hearing from my sources, is that both are likely more and more, and the Arsenal board is confident of both getting both of them in 2 days. Overall, the negotiation is almost done. For Thomas Partey, there's no negotiation needed. You can easily get Thomas Partey within a minute, 30 seconds, because this guy has a release clause, so there's no need for negotiation with Partey, and personal terms are not a problem.
I actually
Yeah.
don't think we're gonna get Partey. I think we're gonna get Aouar, but I don't think we're gonna get both. I don't think we have the financial backing to get both. It's either Partey or Aouar, and for me, we need Aouar.
I think we're most likely going to get Aouar. And if you look at what he does from the midfield, his outputs statistically in the league have not been great the past 3 seasons. Like, they're not on Kevin De Bruyne's level, but in comparison to our midfield, it's pretty good compared to our midfield. He'd be first in goals in our midfield, and he only played 25 games. We only has 3 goals. He would be up there in midfield for assists also. He only has 4 assists. It just goes to show you how poor our midfield was last year. When a man who played 25 games, half a season, didn't play football for 6 months, ended up with better stats than most of our midfielders.
Do you think if we take the defensive capabilities of Ceballos and play him further forward in the number 10 and bring Thomas Partey in, do you think Ceballos has the creativity to make sure that, like, even we might not even need Aouar if we can get the best creative side out of Ceballos?
You know what? I think Ceballos is a good player. Don't get me wrong. I rate Ceballos highly. But the thing about Danny Ceballos is he lacks the consistency to show that he can be a game in, game out talisman, or even like the player he is for the Spain under 23s. He hasn't shown that he can be that player for a top team in Europe. He's played for what, Real Betis, and he was and even there you could say he was lighting it up, but he was not lighting it up consistently. He was having good performances here and there. It's almost like Adama Traore type performances, where he has a 10 out of 10 performance and then he has 3 average performances.
Just assume we get Partey and Aouar. What would your midfield 3 be if you switch to a 3?
Listen, if we could Partey Noir, Egal, can you show my a profile picture on this thing? This will happen if we can put it up. Oh, no. Yep, that will happen. This will happen if we got Partey Noir. Soon come.
Yeah, Fouad, what do you think is going to happen?
I think if we get Partey and Aouar, I think top 4's a guarantee. No
Top 4
questions
is a
about it.
guarantee.
But
But you guys know today he's been linked. Partey has been linked to Chelsea as a possible Declan Rice replacement.
I see nothing.
Aouar's been linked to PSG and Madrid.
Yeah, and
Listen, guys,
Juventus.
that's not this is a typical negotiation tactic of the transfer market, because Lilian chairman, as you know, likes to make up the false interest, and what he's done is basically try to make the negotiation go quicker and make us pay more money. As for the Real Madrid rumor and PSG rumors, it's already dead in the flat, because Leonardo, the general manager of PSG, already came and said we don't have the backing, and Real Madrid said they will sign no one to this transfer window. So it's just a negotiation tactic from the Lyon GM.
I do not think we're going to get Partey, but it's the best chance to get him now. It's now or never, because he wants to come to Arsenal. It's 45 million or nothing. If he's a 60, 70 million pound player without this release clause, simple as.
Listen, what is this, Danny? What is this Santizola stuff? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm so confused. Like, why are we so overreactionary?
Listen, Egal,
Look at
because
this,
because this is, don't worry. You see, what color is that, Egal?
it's the same color as this. I get it.
This France
And
again.
the
And go to the one before. It's red, green, and yellow, which is the flag of Ghana. So it's a little fishy.
Why would they post it
Yeah.
randomly today?
Yeah.
No, but who posted it? Arsenal posted it, or
Yeah.
Santi posted it?
Arsenal posted it.
Arsenal posted it on Twitter.
Yeah.
No, Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yep.
Interesting. What do they know? You know what? I don't think we're gonna get both of them over the line, because reliable sources have said the whole window that it's almost impossible that we're gonna get both of them over the line. But one thing I do know is this man here is leaving to Atletico Madrid. He's gone.
Yep.
Okay. Another thing I do know is this man has to find a way to get out of the club in the next couple of days, or else we're stuck with him for another year.
Uncle Aznak.
You know, Egal.
Chambers, I think he'll be leaving to a Fulham or something like that last minute. Holding is staying, right? Saliba is staying. All this stuff last minute about him going to Rennes is BS.
Oh, guys, Fabrizio just said that, confirmed that Leonardo confirmed Hossein Aouar will not be signed for PSG this summer. Aouar is a dream, but it's not at the right moment to sign him. So PSG is out the equation.
Yo, I'm telling you, the French Daniel Levy has been trying to throw sprinkles up everybody and tell them all these stuff about Houssam Aouar going to other clubs. It's not happening. It's not happening. The only club that's really in for him is us. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Egal, kind of just change the subject onto William Saliba because
Yeah.
I don't want to get heated, but you know, there's this guy on Arsenal Twitter. He's on AFTV, and you've had your arguments with him, who's criticised this guy for being loaned out because of personal reasons when he just lost his mother and he wants to be with his family, and Lee Gunner has attacked him. Just think about that. This guy just lost his mother, so we're thinking about loaning him back to France because of family reasons and spend time with family, and he's been criticised by.
Oh, bro, don't listen to Lee Gunner. He's just an absolute waste of space.
No, but I'm just saying this is embarrassing. But if Saliba wants personally to go to France just for a year to get clear mentally, because maybe mentally he's not in the right place, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, but
What
the
I
thing
would
is,
tell you,
our Arsenal fans are too reactionary, saying the Mbappe have centre backs. You make the whole fan base look bad. You put so much pressure on a 19-year-old kid, and this is what happens then. This is why other fans then we us as a fan base banter each other more than we banter anyone else, and that's what gives Arsenal fans a bad name.
what about this comment here? This comment here, he's saying, did Thomas Partey sign for Arsenal or not? Why would Arsenal let Lucas Torreira leave to Atletico Madrid while they don't offer Partey? Shit's sake. Basically, he's saying, why are we gonna let Torreira leave
Yep.
in that way, but not get Thomas Partey? Or because let's be honest, a lot of other clubs they wouldn't let Lucas Torreira leave if they weren't getting their man.
This is what I don't understand. Whoever's negotiating the Torreira deal could have easily got, I think, a player swap plus cash. But Fabrizio is saying that the release clause or nothing, which I understand, but I don't think we have the financial backing to go in for Partey and Aouar.
Yeah, I think we've chosen the younger 22-year-old Frenchman over the 27-year-old. I think it's strictly age, price bracket, and return on possible investment. We can get a better return on investment in the long term.
I know, Egal, but I prefer Aouar. But what I've heard some Arsenal fans say is that with Partey, you know what, you're getting him in his prime as well. He'll be at the peak of his powers. With Aouar, like we've seen with Pepe, you never know.
Mr.
Blanco.
Kabongo's just talking hilarious. Yo,
The thing
who do
about
you guys want? Who do you guys want though? If you could pick
Hassan
one.
I want Aouar.
Aouar.
Okay. If I want one of you guys to make a case for Partey though, who would be able to
I'll
make
make the case.
Okay, make the case for Partey, and then we'll make the case for Aouar.
Well, the case with Thomas Partey is we haven't had a midfielder like him since Patrick Vieira. I mean, he's that presence that we've always been lacking midfield, and basically that grit and iron that really is the protector of the defense that we thought Torreira was going to bring. Also, one reason I think it'll be far quicker to get him in negotiations. There's no need for negotiations. He has a £43 million release clause. I'm getting someone who will be guaranteed to give us great performances because he's at the peak of his powers. He's a full-on international for Ghana. As he's shown throughout the games, he can play next without a creative player like an Anfield, and in Madrid in Champions League, where in the first leg he bossed that midfield and Atletico won 1-0, and then the next game against Liverpool where they smacked them 3-2, and which showed Partey protecting the defensive block without any creative players next to him, and he just brushed up shop, and we've been lacking a midfielder like that for 16 years.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let Fuad jump in and say Aouar. Build the Aouar case for me.
Well, it's simple with Aouar. He's 22 years old. Last season we were 16th for chance creation. We've been dying out for a creative midfielder. We've got a young creative midfielder who wants to come to Arsenal.
Sorry. I was laughing at Mr. Bungle's jokes. Sorry.
What he
Yeah,
said
I know. He said, "What do you call a cowboy with no money?" Skink Eastwood. Skink Eastwood. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I got you out of your flow, Fuad. What were you saying?
Yeah, it's simple as with Aouar.
Sorry.
We've seen how Ceballos and Xhaka work together. If that in the midfield three, Ceballos is box to box, Xhaka can just sit and defend, and then you give Aouar that sort of free role. And you just imagine how much goals Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe would get with a creative midfielder behind them. Simple as.
Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to ask you guys, have you guys already seen the Europa League draw?
Yep.
What do you guys think?
Think that's the youngsters. Let the youngsters go out goals and assists. Easy.
You know, Egal, what I saw this draw is just I miss the Champions League so much. I know if we played them, we'd be getting smacked, but I miss that Emirates, group stage, having Bayern Munich come here, Barcelona come here, and now it's just how desperate us as fans are to get back into the UCL and facing these elite teams. Because just look at the names, Egal: Rapid Vienna, Molde, and Dundalak. Next season, I better be seeing Champions League group draw Arsenal, Juventus, possibly Lille or Lyon, and possibly Inter Milan, something like that in our group. Because I can't take this anymore. 5 years of this
I
random
can't take it
teams.
anymore, Robbie.
When is it gonna end?
I actually reckon we could easily win the Europa League. I don't know why. And we could, if we knock City out, I think the Carabao Cup is ours as well. I think Arteta can get another 2 trophies this season, especially if he gets Aouar or Partey.
The one
Even
thing
better.
You
one
know
thing I'm
what? And
concerned.
they say I'm very optimistic, but that right there, you have to add context, please. Tell me why you believe that.
I know. I ain't got much reason, so I just feel it. I don't know why.
You know what? One thing that worries me about the Carabao Cup and Europa League is Jose, because in the cups, this guy is the biggest poop house in the world. He's he's built to win these type of competitions, and I'm I'm if we get Tottenham in the final, I'm actually gonna be so concerned. But Carabao Cup or Europa League, I'm just gonna be scared. I know it sounds weird to be scared of Tottenham, but I just have that fear of losing to Tottenham in the cup final. It's just a nightmare.
Why are you worried?
It's Jose, bro. Jose is the biggest shithouse ever. He always
Yo, Fuad, why
HIT.
do you have 2 streams open at the same time? Hello?
I think he's gone as well.
Yeah, Fuad,
Yo,
back. Okay. Okay. Let's see who's here in the comments. Yes. Danko, my local my local pub team. Yo, this guy is a hilarious guy. Yeah. Have you seen Arsenal's Instagram?
Yeah, we just
Everyone's
discussed
freaking out.
it.
We just discussed it, my friend. We just discussed it. Everybody's talking about Arsenal's Instagram today. Big hint, major hint, upcoming days. Do you really think we can get both of them? Arteta has never lost to Jose.
He just did. He did a couple months ago.
What are you talking about? He has. He lost to Tottenham when Kolasinac
No.
made
He
the
lost to
dumb move.
Kolasinac. Yeah.
Yeah.
On to Kolasinac though. Can we just move on to him? Have you got a picture of him there or
No.
not?
Kolasinac thing, I don't think it's happening right now yet. They said it should be happening soon, but I think it's gonna go down to the deadline. I think Arsenal get anything close to £9 million. They take that and run.
oh, we got him for free, bro. Anything, 5 million, get him out. Bro.
Yeah.
We
You know what though? Look at it this way. Liverpool got 23 million for Brian Brewster. They got so much for all these young players that nobody thinks are good. But how do Arsenal always get stuck with these guys and we can never move them on? Liverpool is a really well run club. If our club starts running like Liverpool, and dare I say it, our wage structure, we start running our wage structure like they do at Tottenham, we could actually compete more better. because some of these clubs are run so well that it makes us look like a joke. This man's on over 100K a week.
You know, I've heard this is a question. If we get Partey in and then finish in the top 4 next season, who would be our transfer targets?
I would get another midfielder. I would get you know who I would get? With Thomas Partey. If you have Thomas Partey and Aouar, you know who your next guy that you have to go after is, in my opinion? You have to go to either to Rennes and say, yo, give me Camavinga.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
your midfield is complete.
what I've been
I
saying.
know, Egal. I say we need one more defender to partner Gabriel if Saliba's not quite ready. And we need someone for the future that's going to take the position of Aubameyang.
You know what?
Onto
No,
this
no, I've already got the idea, bro. Which is Upamecano defense, and next season we get Jadon Sancho.
We're not
I
gonna get
mean,
Jadon Sancho. But let's be
if
honest.
we,
Let's keep it real now, please.
Hudson
Sheffield
Edouard.
United, Arsenal. I'm gonna go over the team news for you guys quickly, okay?
Yeah.
So the team news for this is that Callum Chambers still out, Gabriel still out, holding Gabriel, Callum Chambers, Pablo Mari, Mustafi, Emil Smith Rowe, Socrates are all out. Okay, Cedric is back, but I don't know, for some reason it says he's doubtful. Maybe he picked up a knock. Now, after playing in the Carabao Cup for Liverpool, Arsenal changed almost their entire side. They kept, I think, 4 first-team players in the team. This sees a bunch of those guys missing out. Rob Holding has played every single game so far in the Premier League. Could this be the game that he misses out? And then they're saying the prediction for the score is that Arsenal have just lost to Liverpool 3-1, but Sheffield United have been on a horrendous run of form, unable to score yet, unable to score a goal yet in the Premier League, and unable to keep a clean sheet or even gain a point. They will be moving to the Emirates looking for their first point of the season, and after struggling to gain a point against the other oppositions, the lesser oppositions that they faced, they will be unable to come up against Arsenal, and most likely Arsenal will win 2-0 in my prediction. What do you guys say?
3-1 Arsenal.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. So I went 2-0. You went 3-1. You went 3-0.
2-1.
Okay, so 2-1, and then
3-1.
3-0. 3-1. Okay, so you guys both think we're going to concede a goal to these guys?
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't scored the goal, and it's Arsenal, bro.
Yeah, it's Arsenal, but at the end of the day, Sheffield United are that horrendous this year. And you know what? They might underestimated how good Dean Henderson was.
It's second season syndrome. This is what it is.
Someone came on the football terrace yesterday, and he was talking about Nicolas Pepe and said that, every game I watch him, he gets worse and worse. Do you agree with him that we should have got Zaha over Pepe?
You know what? You know me. If you know me, Fuad, you know I don't give straight answers. I always give political answers. But for this one, I'm going to give you a straight answer. I generally wanted Zaha. I didn't know much about Nicolas Pepe. So when you asked me who did I want, I wanted Zaha. When I got Pepe, and when I heard about him, and when I seen the amount of goals that he scored that year before, I said to myself, output-wise, when you look at it, he produces more outputs than Zaha.
Yeah.
And he's younger, and in the long run, for the club, it makes more sense. So I get it.
The big pulling factor with Zaha was that he was Premier League proven. That's what we've seen where Pepe's come from, the French league.
I know. But guess what? We basically got a better player than Zaha and Willian on a free.
Yep.
Do you think Willian's better than Zaha? Or has he shown that he's better than Zaha?
I think
No, actually, no, I think Zaha's better.
They're different players, but at the same time, if you're going to bring in a Wilfred Zaha and you already have a Pepe and a Willian, and you have Saka, Martinelli, it almost gets to a point where you have too many of the players in the same position. You can have too many of the same players at times. And to me, that's not good sometimes. Sometimes you need options. You need to focus on your weaknesses and not try to strengthen your strengths already. We're not Man City. We can't go and buy 35 million pound midfielders or 35 million pound attackers when we have a full front three already. We need to focus on the midfield. And I understand why can't we have both. But
if you throw Willian in Palace, he does not do what Zaha does. That's
okay,
why I
so
think
Ben says 2-0 to the Arsenal. He agrees with me. Sheffield United are poor, he says. Same one, it's Zaha. I think we all wanted Zaha. Okay, let me put Zaha's picture on the thing. Who puts out in this Arsenal team? Who would give you more outputs, Wilfred Zaha or Pepe?
but
It's
this
still
is
hard
easy
to
now.
say.
Aubameyang plays on the left, and Zaha doesn't play. Zaha plays on the left, so if you put Zaha to the right, can he play on the right? I'm not sure.
I've seen him play on the right. It was terrible. Remember that game? He switches during the game though. He changes.
Yeah, but
He
with Nicolas Pepe, he can easily just come on his left foot, and so much easier for him on the right.
You know what?
I think this is a dream. I think this is a dream. It's not a reality.
I'll make my judgment after Hassim Aouar. If he doesn't do well with Hassim Aouar, then I'll make my judgment. But I'm still waiting for Hassim Aouar to come in and hopefully do bits with Nicolas Pepe.
Let's talk about this, dog.
Jorginho Arsenal. Oh, I was just
Let's,
gonna say that.
let's talk about it. I personally, this got me triggered because I think we shouldn't be going for Jorginho. I think he's not. I think he's a good player. I think I get it. I think Arteta wanted him in 2018 at Manchester City, and he sees the quality that he has. But if we go for a Jorginho, I think in the long run, it sets us back. We should not be going for our second or third options. We should be going for our first choice players. And when we pick a player that's first choice, we should stick with it. We shouldn't be going for our second or third.
You know what? The thing about this, I don't want to get Jorginho and get bantered. Because the Chelsea man on the terrace get under my skin so much. I love all you guys. Prime, David, Anita, Kai, Jam. I love all of you guys, but man, they're so annoying, bro.
Yeah,
Honestly, they just always get him under my skin.
David's annoying.
Nah, allow them. They're at the end of the day, they're just what you have to realize is they're trying to get a reaction out of us fans.
Yeah.
And that's what they sometimes majority of the time with me they accomplish that. But yeah, my laptop's gonna die soon. But before I wrap it up, I want to ask you guys some questions, right? So Arteta has now beaten Klopp 3 times in 4 matches. Is there something about it, or do you say it's just a little bit of luck?
I think it's just a little bit of luck. Time will tell.
He is 3-1 against him right now, and he's 1-1 against Pep. So if we beat Pep the next game, you can keep the agenda and say Arteta has now beaten big teams several times.
I've seen Arteta has not lost a cup game since he's took over.
Yeah.
No, what do you mean? He lost the Europa League.
Oh no, like domestic cup.
Come on, we can't, my friend, we can't be pulling at straws. I know what you mean, but let's try not to be too Arsenal focused because we're all Arsenal fans here and we love the club. But that Europa League game was the most meaningful game after the FA Cup final that we lost.
Yeah,
True.
Okay.
Also, I'm gonna go and say we have to win away at top 16, big six, sorry. And we've got 2 more chances to do it this year, which is 3 more actually, which is City away 2 weeks, United away, and Tottenham away is our chances to win away.
Okay, so prediction time for the next 4 games. You have it in front of you. How many of those games do you think you can win?
So first we got City. Well, tomorrow's Sheffield United 2-1. Then if we get Hassim Aouar against Man City, I think we'll breeze past them 3-1 at the Etihad. Then we've got Southampton. Yeah, Southampton at the Emirates.
No. Then it's
no, we have
Leicester.
Leicester. I'm gonna go 1-0 against Leicester, and then who's after Leicester? Is it Southampton or United?
Man United.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Old Trafford winner, just like Will Toward, but this time.
So you're
Pepe.
saying we're gonna beat Man City, you're saying we're gonna beat Leicester, and we're gonna beat Man United, bro.
Yep,
you guys call me delusional, but I'm sorry. That is very, very unrealistic to expect us to beat
No.
3 top teams in a row. We never do
No.
that.
I said before the Liverpool game, the most I think we'd get is 12 points. I think we won't go, and we've already lost the Liverpool game. I don't see us getting a result away at City. I think Leicester and United are more realistic.
Wait. Did you say 12 points? You mean 6 points, right?
No. Before the Liverpool game, what I was saying is when we went from Liverpool, Sheffield United, City, Leicester, United, and Aston Villa, I said we could get 12 points from them games.
Yeah. Yo, who do you support, Shooter? Do you support Arsenal? This guy. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap up. What I'm gonna say is, I think our next couple games is where Arteta is gonna make his butter and be paid. The transfer window is gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be taking those 2 days off, Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos on those days. So stay locked. And whenever you guys want to come on, just message me in the chat, and I'll put the description in the chat so you guys can jump in. Okay?
Egal, you're gonna watch
Yeah.
game 2 later on.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch game 2 tonight, and I'm actually in London for the weekend, so I won't be able to put out as much videos as I usually do. So this was just a last minute thing, but thank you boys for coming on. You guys,
Thanks.
I really appreciate it.
Do you
And
see Palace upsetting Chelsea tomorrow?
Do I see Palace upsetting Chelsea tomorrow? I think Palace have the tools to do it, and I think they might upset Chelsea. But if Chelsea get an early goal, I can see Palace capitulating. So I can see it going both ways. If I had to put money on it, I would say Chelsea are gonna win.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm out of here, boys. And when I seen this today, I was almost disgusted. I don't want to see this with the Europa League logo ever again.
Patience, Egal, patience. Next year, Juventus away.
Yeah, you guys already know. Trust the process. We're going to win the next game against Sheffield United at home, and stay locked, boys and girls. If you guys want, you guys can do a watch along, but I won't be able to. But I'll let you guys know. Keep it locked, eh? Peace out, boys.
Yeah. Peace.